And there are always questions that I have for my atheist friends that I haven't ever gotten a good answer on. That's not to say that no atheist has an answer for it, but those that I've talked to of, even the one that you articulated, why sacrifice yourself for a child? He can give you nothing in return. Why sacrifice yourself for a loved one? Why do things that are not in your direct self interest just because they are the right thing to do? Most atheists I know would say that being kind or being charitable with expecting nothing in return is a good thing, that is a sign of virtue, but they can't tell me why or why beauty exists, why there are these like intangible realities that have nothing to do with the perpetuation of the species or survival of the fittest.
Um, and when I started thinking again about the arguments for the existence of God, um, the way it worked in was this. If God is, or if there is a creator who designed the universe and designed our human nature, and if basically um, we are made happy by following certain moral rules, or more likely to be happy when we do, let's put it that way, um, that actually is evidence of the goodness of God. So I don't say that God is necessary in order to explain morality. I say that the fact that human nature pushes us in the direction of goodness, and that the designer seems to require that of us if there is a designer. So, given that assumption, right, that would imply that the designer is good.
Hmm.
So it's the conclusion of the argument from morality in my hands is not that God exists. It's that if there is a God, then God is purely good.
Hmm. Okay, I got it. And so, coming to that conclusion and writing that essay, you write in your most recent essay that you started to move from this kind of, coolness towards Christianity to a warmness towards Christianity as you realized, okay, connecting these ideas about morality to Christianity and what the Bible says actually makes sense. Can you talk
Mhm.
about how the Jeffrey Epstein scandal plays into your testimony? Very interestingly.
Right. Um, so a friend of mine was opening my eyes to the existence of various, uh, call them elite pedophile rings. Epstein was not the only one. You can look up the Nexium case, um, or Sir Jimmy Savile, or Mark Benowit, and I think is his name in Belgium, is it? Anyway, I might have the names wrong there. But the point is, and then there's like pedowood, which is what we call the prevalence of pedophilia in Hollywood.
Hmm.
It's very weird that a lot of the people who are involved, or at least accused of being involved, in such activities have occult beliefs. And my friend said he'd worked with such people, knew them personally, and he confirmed that. He said that's why they use all of these symbols, like the old one eye, which people were obsessing about for about 5 years ago. Remember, and people still notice that, but they used to do that all the time. I think they avoid it now. But generally speaking, a lot of movie posters would show up with this one. That's an occult symbol. So that's what he said. I don't know if I totally believe it, but it was interesting. It got me thinking, and at the very least, I said, um, due to this, the fact that these people are able to get away with horrific crimes. Just look at how Epstein has been dealt with. It cannot be denied that justice has not been done There's a lot of guilty people walking around free right now. Okay. Um, how is that possible in our society? I said, well, our society must be governed, like judges, for example, must be beholden somehow or other. I don't know how exactly. Um, have ideas, of course, um, by powerful people. Right. And are such powerful people occultists? And this is what my friend was saying. So he's pushing these books about the occult on me, not the actual, Aleister Crowley or whatever on me, but um, he was, things that were written about the occult. And even that kind of weirded me out because I said, look, if I actually thought there was a reason to investigate this stuff because they, uh, I don't know, it's like an important part of a culture because our culture is like ruled by people who believe this, then doesn't that mean that if they're going to go to all these risks and these moral horrors as part of their beliefs, that's putting a lot on the line for something that you actually think is a lie.
Hmm.
Um, so if it were true, though, then that would at least mean that the spirit world is true, like demons exist, whatever, that they could appeal to,
Mm-hmm.
ascended masters and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, then doesn't that mean that it's possible that God exists?